This podcast is brought to you by Udemy, a leading destination for learning and teaching online. Need to learn professional skills for your career? Join millions of people learning the latest skills in business and tech on Udemy. Udemy has helped learners around the world launch new careers, advance in their current field, and earn money on the side. Visit udemy.com and find the course for you.
Venture X from Capital One is the travel card for people always asking,
where next?
You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hello.
There you are.
Hello.
There you are, my pretty.
My apartment is a mess. Look at that. I've got all of Kaya's clothes out. I'm trying to sort. I was like, I don't want anybody to see this.
Well, you have an exam on, 2 days, 3 days, so 2 days, something like that.
What day is it? I don't even know.
Today's Monday. Today's Monday. Monday after Thanksgiving. Hi, welcome back, everyone. Yeah, you have to put your camera on so I can see you at least.
I know.
My vision isn't that good to be able to see what's behind you.
I was like, it is a disaster.
I cannot even read my notes, even with my old lady spectacles on. So I am drinking this is my warm lemon water, as my acupuncturist suggested of me, since you can't see me yet.
Yeah.
That's my acupuncturist is Lexi, guys. She she just can't see me yet because she has a clinic. No, but I'm under the weather. So it's back. Welcome back. Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. No immediate drama. So that's good.
No immediate drama. Did you have the cops called to your house?
No, I heard you did though.
Just us, huh? Okay, yeah, that was fun. I'm not going to drag all their dirty laundry into it, but yeah. So I traveled to North Carolina to visit family down there.
How long was the drive?
We brought the dogs with us. We actually left when we went down there because Hetero Life Mate's work schedule is such that during the week. Well, now he works Monday through Friday, 3:30 a.m. to 12, to noon, right? So he wakes up at 1 o'clock in the morning. So we were leaving last week on, I guess, Tuesday night. Tuesday, he went to sleep, woke up at 1 o'clock, and we drove. We left at 2 o'clock in the morning and drove.
At least you didn't hit traffic, right?
Yeah, and it was good because the dog slept. Tony has anxiety, so he had his anxiety meds on board, and so that was good for him. Baby stepfrod had slept in the backseat with the dogs. It all worked out great. I slept on and off throughout the drive, and there was no traffic. There's always traffic, leaving DC, as you know this, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Leaving DC, the Fredericksburg area, Quantico, all that. There was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. I mean, we more than made up for it on the way home because we did come back up Sunday, normal people time. But it was good. We got to meet our new niece. My brother-in-law has a little baby who's a year old, and we have not met her yet. Hetero Life Mate is the godfather of her, so it was good for them to finally meet. With COVID and and everything else, we just hadn't been able to. So we got to meet her, and she loved the dogs and and everything. So that was all really good. Got to see all that. Some fun, just fun family stuff. Snow tubing on whatever, on a homemade, a slide, it was an event at a stadium, the baseball stadium, the minor league baseball park stadium, where they had a snow slide. They built, it wasn't snowing there, but it was they made a slide, and then you could go ice skating and you get all that kind of stuff. So Christmas Village type thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So we did all that, and that was really fun. And so it was good. It was good. Good. It was good Thanksgiving. I think I picked up something, so I'm kind of under the weather today. I was supposed to go to my AA meeting, did not go because like everybody, but everybody's like sick too. There's like our group chat, like everybody was like, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make like everybody's got something. So
it's going around.
Around. So my acupuncturist told me warm lemon water will help me. So that's
did you buy the ginger?
I did not.
Okay.
But I will try to get some tomorrow. I'll make if nothing else, I'll make Hetero Life make it. It's on his way home from work if I'm not feeling up to it. But I'm hoping at this point is like it's like that low grade under the weather. Like
like you're fighting it.
Something, but you're not sure if it's gonna turn into like a real thing yet. You know, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
So yeah. So what about you? You stayed in town because your mom's here? Yeah.
Yeah, I went to her house. So that was pretty simple. We all cooked some stuff. Well, I cooked and my mom cooked. So yeah, it was just my brother, me, my daughter, and his daughter.
Aw. Fun. I saw the pictures of Kaya.
Yeah.
She liked her Thanksgiving. That's good.
She did.
That's good. But now back to the grind, right?
Yeah, exactly. I feel so disgusting. I ate so much. And then, of course, there were so many leftovers. So I was eating like green bean casserole and stuffing for like 4 days.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
And now you're like, okay, I'm over it. I need salads for the rest of the week.
Yeah. I need a detox.
A good detox. Seriously, right? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't think I ate my weight in food, which is good. You know, I've been trying to show some restraint in that regard, but it was good. I mean, good Thanksgiving food. You know, Southern Thanksgiving food, homemade mac and cheese and stuff. You know,
oh, yummy. Well, I don't eat turkey, and I waited last minute to buy like a tofurkey, and of course, it was the day of Thanksgiving. Trader Joe's.
Do you not eat turkey? Are you like an actual? Oh, you are a vegetarian.
Yeah, well, I'm a pescatarian. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, wait, how did I not know this about you? But then I remembered I do know this about you.
Yeah, so like my mom made like separate stuffing from the ones in the turkey, and then. Yeah, no tofurkey for me. So I just bought like vegan chicken nuggets, but I was too full to even eat those. So,
but you could, all the sides were okay, right?
Oh my gosh, yes. I love sides more than anything. Like, give me all the sides.
That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah. Yes, for sure.
That's what it's all about, for sure. What's your favorite side?
Green bean casserole, which I made. Which some people hate it, but I think I do a pretty good job making it. So delicious.
Stuffing, I think, is mine.
Is it?
Stuffing or the homemade like Southern mac and cheese?
Oh, see, we never did mac and cheese as a side growing up.
Growing up, I never did.
But Southern mac and cheese? Okay, yeah.
But I started doing it here because my husband is like, that was the request one year he made, was like, let's have this, I was asking all the kids, what did everybody want, and kids are used to being, split, for holidays and stuff. So there's got all kinds of families and traditions and stuff. So like, what do you want? And so I think one year the husband requested like a homemade mac and cheese. I was like, okay, well, I'm, grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area in the, 80s and 90s. Kraft macaroni and cheese is my friend, like in a box, right? That's what I learned how to cook on. Like, that's what I considered cooking because I knew how to make that, right? Come on, Gen Xers, you're with me, right? And so I was like, okay, well, I can learn, And so I reached out to a girlfriend of mine who born and raised in Georgia and could cook. Like, she's like straight Southern. I was like, okay, give me, I need a stuffing recipe and or dressing, I guess, as they called it, dressing. And I needed, mac and cheese. And so it was the recipe she gave me was like her grandmother's or her great grandmother's or something. So we're talking like generations old in Georgia.
It's probably legit. It's probably the best mac and cheese you've ever had.
Right. And it is really good. So, and of course, you have to go get, this stuff is so bad for you because everything you're buying is like, condensed milk and Duke's, it has to be Duke's mayonnaise and, and, but so good. But I also do love me some stuffing. And then gravy. And my brother-in-law is a chef, so he contributed to the cooking. He was working at his restaurant most of the time, so like he couldn't do all of it, but his contributions were very significant. And to the gravy, that I just like dumped over everything. It
Oh,
was so good. It was
yummy.
so good. It was so good. So
Higher Dose's portable infrared sauna blanket makes it easy to get hot and high from anywhere. You just lay down inside the blanket, turn up the heat, and sweat it out. All the benefits of a large, expensive sauna, but needs less budget and less space. Just plug in and begin. It's portable, easy to use, and you can get your dose on the go. Sweat whenever, wherever. Some of the main benefits include boosting circulation. Heating the body increases heart rate and improves circulation. Increasing thermal heat supports the body's natural detoxification process and activates heat shock proteins, which aid in anti-aging and reducing inflammation. Sweating in the sauna blanket is like a workout with the work. Infrared heat aids in post-workout muscle recovery. Improved circulation helps bring out your inner glow. Infrared sweating triggers a release of your brain's happy chemicals, and it also promotes restful sleep. Payment plans starting as low as $50 a month with a 30-day money-back guarantee.
that's right, Lexi. And we encourage you all to try it for yourselves. Get your own today at higherdose.com. You can use promo code Fraudcast at checkout to save 15% off. That's HIGHERDOSE.com with the promo code Fraudcast. Or you go to higherdose.com/Fraudcast to save your 15% off. We here at the Fraudcast know that the only thing more terrifying than a gruesome murder story is a gruesome murder story that's based on real life crime. That's why we are excited to introduce Topic, the only streaming service that handpicks its programming for the viewer who values high quality international true crime, mysteries, and thrillers. That's right, this is international. This pulls shows from all over the world. So you get stuff from the UK, you get stuff from Sweden, you get stuff from Ireland. It is a fantastic way to broaden my true crime library. Very excited about Catching a Killer, which is from the UK, and it gives viewers unprecedented behind-the-scenes access to real-life homicide investigations. Each episode covers one major crime investigation from start to finish. Raw and voyeuristic, only true crime fans need to apply. What about The Missing Children? To describe The Missing Children as harrowing is a complete understatement. There are over 500 children's unmarked graves, some discovered in the sewer system. This docuseries follows this case that is still open out of Western Ireland, and it will fire up your outrage while it breaks your heart at the same time. You guys know how much we love true crime here at the Fraudcast, and I'm so excited for you guys to be able to join me on this international true crime adventure by joining The Topic. Topic is the streaming service that you need if you are a true crime head. Entertain your dark side. This holiday season, get all of this content for 50% off of a yearly subscription. That's only $2.49 per month for an entire year. Use code HOLIDAY22 for 50% off. That's holiday and the number 22 for a year of streaming for just $29.99. Go to topic.com. Use code HOLIDAY22.
It only happens once a year. JCPenney's cyber deals are back in store and at jcp.com. Through Wednesday, fill your cart with deals like Yes Please diamonds and gemstones now $19.99 each. Or use your coupon inside the JCP app to save up to 50% on small appliances and cookware from top brands like Keurig, Cuisinart, Calphalon, and more. We got your holiday. JCPenney offers good on select items through 11/30. Exclusions apply. Jewelry excluded from coupons. See store or jcp.com for details.
And now we're back, and now it's back to it's almost December. You're almost at your exam. We are almost ready to build on Coyote Pass, but no, not quite. So
Will
close.
we ever be ready? Will we?
So close, but not quite. So welcome back. We're talking about Sister Wives. We are on season 17, episode 12. This is called Life After Polygamy. Every week I say this, the producers like managed to get Kody being worse every single time. Just when you think he has hit his bottom, there's a trap door.
Yeah.
He drops even further. Like, what? What's really also interesting too is the people that are doing these rewatches right now, and they're like, oh, season 3 episode Kody makes this comment about divorce and how it's always the woman's choice and he would always respect it if there was no love and like all these stuff. And given what he says now about how he tried to make everybody look good and make polygamy look good and all that stuff, right? He's like, now we're seeing his true colors and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And like this episode, he actually flat out says the only thing Mary's good for is for her money to pay off Coyote Pass.
Yeah.
And she seems fine with that because she gets all like, oh, why is everybody coming after me? And
which she made that smart comment, but then said we all individually have our own. What was the word she used?
Value.
But I'm like, what? Nobody's saying that you aren't. Don't
I know. She's like, people are coming at me. Why can't you be strong like Christine? Cody is bad and blah blah blah, and all these ways that he's bad. And then she gets mad because she's like, me and Christine have our own value regardless of Kody. And I'm like, yeah, nobody ever said you didn't. But what does that have to do with why you stay? People are saying, why can't you be strong like Christine to leave the loveless marriage? And I think she's projecting here, right?
100% projecting.
Because she's like, I mean, she has said herself in so many words that she only seems to have her value. Her value is as a sister wife, not even as a wife, but as a sister wife. Like in this, she has to stay in this family unit that she's created. Because by God, she started this family, and and she's gonna go down with it. And da 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 da.
Meanwhile, when Kody mentions her name, he can't even look at the camera. He was like looking down and like cannot even say her name.
I know, right? Like, does Mary still get a paycheck? Is she even still on the show? Like they just pop in on her every now and again, like.
And maybe it's because she sounds miserable. There's nothing to even say. She's like saying very short sentences and just like. She's not the same person that we talked about before. She's different. She's changed.
Yeah. It's like
nothing left. Nothing. Yeah.
There's nothing in there.
What do you think it would take to get her to just wake up? I don't know.
I feel like she's super indoctrinated, like cults, the way cult people members are. I'm not saying that Kody Brown's family is a cult, although, I mean, if the shoe fits.
Yeah.
There certainly are some of the, telltale signs, but without going into that, she seems to be exhibiting like a lot of those, like the undying loyalty to Kody, this quote unquote charismatic leader. I put that in quotes because I don't think Cody's that charismatic, but that's how they always describe cult leaders, right?
Yeah.
That people like, they look up to him and they worship him, and that's what he wants. He wants to be respected and adored and da 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 da. And he has to have that. He says that at the end of the episode when he talks about not being able to work hard for someone who doesn't respect him, and he goes back and forth. He goes back to this respect, and my children must respect me, my wives must respect me, and he's like doing this whole thing just like Keith Raniere in the Nexium cult, right? So I feel like Mary really has like that cult like hold on her, like this thing. She's convinced that this is the right thing for her because God told her to stay, so she's, by golly, she's gonna stay.
Well, and he's listing all the things that he's using men, not just him, but men in general, are looking for in a wife. And yet Mary's fitting a lot of those. She seems to be at his beck and call for the most part. I mean, she keeps, professing her undying, not love, not necessarily, but her, wanting to stay in the marriage and work on things. And I mean, she's respecting him. She's defending him on every single interview. Yeah. She's defending his behavior. I mean, she's just like number one, but then you've got Janelle who's doing her own thing now, it seems like. Christine, who obviously left. And I'm like, well, Mary seems to be doing all the things you want her to.
And see, then that's the thing. That's what oh my God, that's one of the things that drives me crazy about this is that basically he told her what she needed to do post catfish to get back in his good graces. And she has done every single one of those things.
But he can't even
but it's not good enough for her because he doesn't really want her. And he is now even saying, and he's like, oh yeah, she's good for, her money to pay a Coyote Pass. And Mary will happily give it over. This money that she's been, whatever, I don't know where because she said the money she got from selling her Vegas house was used towards the purchase of Robin's home and probably the lot next to it that we've talked about now. So I don't know, maybe money that she's making from the Airbnb. I don't know what other, Janelle talks about it like, they've had all this money, these streams of income. And I suppose there probably is a lot that we don't know about. And everyone's always said, what does he do for work? Where do they get their money? And it sounds like, with Kody and his wannabe real estate empire, his little monopoly board that he's freaking wanting to do with he built all these houses and all these lots and rent them out and all these assets and things like that. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, in the past, a lot of like Redditors and like people online have said that they're broke. So I don't know where they got that information from,
right? Or
if that's true. But rumor has it they don't have a lot of money. So I don't know how true that is.
Right. And they currently, his sob story right now is that they don't have the money for Janelle to build her house or to whatever, to start building her house. But they apparently have the money to buy Christine's house since that sale fell through.
Which at the beginning of the episode, he said he didn't want to ever see that house again. And then towards the end of the episode, he's like, let's buy it. I'm like, wait, so you're okay with spending the night in it with Janelle? Even though earlier you said, I don't want anything to do with that house. I don't want to see it again. I found that very interesting.
Well, and what is also interesting is the very end, he said something about he just doesn't want this to end in heartbreak. So, which makes sense from him because, I mean, it's a divorce. You're going to have your heart broken in some regard. I mean, that's kind of the definition of it, right? There's heartbreak somewhere along the line. He is trying so hard to make this situation any way in which he can not have his heart broken, he has to make Christine the villain. He has to make all of these things wrong. He has to make himself the poor put upon man, who's done nothing but love and respect and honor his wife. And, and then of course turns around in the next sentence and says, maybe I was a coward and I should have told her that I didn't like her, but at least I didn't quit. With messages like that, with loving, if those
so she knew in her heart, she knew what he was thinking. Women know our intuition is on point. This whole time she knew he wasn't respecting her, didn't love her. And he said it. So
yeah. So the big things we have here in this episode, we have Christine moving. And because of the different buyers on the house, the timeline with her getting her stuff out and coming and whatnot had sort of shifted a bit because she had to get her stuff out for the first buyers. And then they fell through but they needed to show the house. So she still needed to get her stuff out and so she moved it to the garage, whatever. This all required her to come back and load up this trailer with the snowblower and these other boxes to take on a trip.
I'm just laughing because I'm just like, all she wanted was him to move the snowblower. That's it.
So yeah, let's talk about this scene. So she says in her talking head, she just wants Kody's help. She can handle everything else. She just needs his help with the snowblower. She wants to put it in first because she wants the weight in there. She also wants just him to put it in and leave and then let her be alone while she does the rest of it. But now with him trying to say, oh no, you want to, then he comes and tries to mansplain it and how he wants, where he wants to put the snowblower and which boxes. And you don't need to take, she says, I need to take these boxes. No matter what, I need to take these boxes with me. And he's like, I don't think you do. You need to take these. And repeatedly gaslighting her. We didn't have a snowblower in Utah.
Yeah, but she's an independent woman now. So she can boss him around, as per Kody said,
Yeah.
Look at her, Miss Independent, telling me what to do. Yeah, amen. Clap,
she
clap,
does.
snap.
And he's like, well, I don't have to help. She's like, and it's like, she didn't want your help with anything else anyway. She didn't want your advice. He's like, oh, she's not taking this good advice. Da 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 da. She didn't want any of it.
No.
And he can't handle it. What does he say? It hurts him to the core.
Yeah.
It bothers me. It bugs me to the core. But the repeated attempts to gaslight her. I need to take these boxes. No, you don't. We didn't have a snowblower in Utah. Like,
she's like, I know, and I love it.
Yeah. It's like, if that's what he was like with her, like the whole marriage,
right.
Since he clearly didn't like her, all of those microaggressions were coming out.
And Katrina, that's what he's doing on TV. These are the things he's saying on TV. So who knows how deep his emotional, I want to say abuse almost. I mean, he's gaslighting, his toxic.
It's toxic behavior. She doesn't want your help. She is independent now. She wants her damn snowblower. Let her have her goddamn snowblower.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up about what she's doing and how she's packing her boxes.
And I think she made a good point when she said that, being in a polygamous relationship, the man wasn't always there. So the women had to do things. They had to figure it out and be self-sufficient. And she's proving that to herself. Like, hey, I can do this. I've done it before and I'm doing it now.
Well, and she probably has more experience packing a damn trailer with all these fucking moves that she's had to do because of him.
I hate moving so much.
So do I.
Like every time they moved on a season, I'm like, oh.
It's like it gives you like this PTSD trigger of moving.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And
I was in the middle. I'm trying to be better with clearance about. That's why everything you see on my floor is Kai's outgrown clothes that I've been sorting through.
Oh, right. Because you're trying to get rid of it.
And I'm just like,
you're doing all that.
I have to clean as I go. Otherwise I will have like so much stuff.
Yeah, I'm straight like on the hoarder's path sometimes. And it's really, I'm trying very desperately to change this behavior.
No.
And the behavior is, it isn't that I'm a hoarder. It's, I have issues with attachment to things,
letting stuff go
because it's not necessarily the letting stuff go that I have the problem with. I have a problem with acquiring more.
Oh, gotcha.
I like to acquire a lot of things that I think I want in all my whatever hyperfixation of the day. I think is the most brilliant idea. And then, whatever. And then oftentimes I don't have a problem getting rid of it, but I need to stop bringing so much stuff in and also get rid of more stuff. And the stuff dates back to my childhood. I know where it comes from. Been in therapy about it. I clearly need more about this specific issue about, but it has to do with growing up like poor and not having any money and not having things. And now that I have money, I can get things and, but then there's a whole mind fuck that comes with that. And it's a whole mental, like money relationship with money. So I'm trying to change a lot of that and get rid of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Otherwise I'd be straight. Yeah. If I didn't have people to keep me in check, I would, like my family. I think I could easily be a hoarder just because like I like stuff. I like to collect stuff, but then I also get really stressed with all the clutter around me.
Well, you and I both are ADD, so like clutter does not help our case at all. Like we have to be organized or else.
Yeah, like it's so hard for us to like, we have this pile of stuff. Like, what do we do? What do I do with it? How do I go through? Just get rid of all of it. Let me just burn all of it. Yeah. And that tends to be how I do things, right? Like I stack things up. Paperwork in my office back before when paper was like a bigger thing in offices. Like I didn't know if I was going to still need that or not. So I would stack things in my office and they would just develop these huge stacks of papers or whatever. And then it would get to the point where I know that I didn't need it anymore. So then I could go shred those things. Right. But like, otherwise I'd have to sort through and go, do I need this? Do I not need this? And it's just easier to wait until it's done, until I know for sure I don't need it anymore. And then just shred it all. Anyway, but we digress.
Yeah. You just read my mind. Some people don't like when we digress. They've made it very clearly known on the reviews.
I know. But I think that the people say that, generally when the podcast hosts, like, I don't know.
We're human beings with lives.
Welcome
to our world.
Sorry, you guys. Sorry you don't like us.
I like you.
Thank you. And I like you. All right. So Christine gets her snowblower loaded up, and she's all independent. And Kody says, yeah, I was cowardly. Maybe she called me a coward, but maybe I should have told her I didn't like her, but at least I didn't quit. Because he keeps coming up with anything he can possibly twist to make this so it's not his fault, that she's the villain. And she's just like, whatever, paint me whatever you want, just get out of my life.
Yeah.
Just load up the fucking snowblower.
Give me the damn snowblower and get the hell out of my house.
Yeah. Robin, in all her drama, talks about, well, Christine doesn't want anything to do with me or my kids, so we'll just stay out of her way. It's like a bomb went off and the collateral damage will last for generations.
I'm like, that's highly unlikely and not factual.
Yeah.
If anything, everything that happened is going to be great for everyone involved, all parties.
For generations, because she's breaking that.
Exactly.
She's breaking that cycle. If she was, we don't know for sure. We don't know what her,
The only damage done is going to be to Kody's ego. Like that's the only. I'm pretty sure everybody else is going to be A-okay. Everyone will be fine.
Janelle says, oh yeah, she and Christine are always going to be friends. We've got the shared experience. I was never that close with Mary, and Robin's always been problematic. And that Christine was always the heart of the relationship, which I thought was funny because she, not the shared husband, but Christine was the straw. So telling, Christine moves to her new house, and it's all her excitement over that is so over the top, and I loved everything about it.
Yeah, truly picking her room and everything.
No, it's so nice. Says she doesn't like being there in Flagstaff because when she's outside of Flagstaff, she's happy and independent. And in Flagstaff, she's not. And when she's there in Flagstaff, she's a wife in a loveless marriage that was going nowhere. And she doesn't like that. So that's kind of a farewell to that too. And I was like, oh, that's beautiful. Deep Thoughts by Christine. By Christine Brown. Can you tote it, but you just need an egg? Or maybe you have all the eggs. Do you even know what your ovarian reserve is? Did you know that 1 out of 6 couples struggle with infertility? Seriously, that's a staggering statistic that most people don't know or aren't ready to talk about. But we need good data and information about our bodies in order to have informed conversations with our doctors and make the best decisions for ourselves and our futures. What if I told you that you could get important fertility insight without going to the doctor or even leaving home? The traditional guidance with fertility has been just wait and see. I know, I've been through it myself. There's got to be a better way. But now we have tools to help us plan for and track everything in our lives. Wellness, finances, careers, school. Why is fertility still just wait and see? That's why Modern Fertility was created. It's an easy and affordable way to test your fertility hormones at home with a simple finger prick. Mail it in with a prepaid label and you'll get your personalized results within 10 days. You'll get insight into your hormone levels, your ovarian reserve, aka how many eggs you have compared to other women your age, like can you tote your own egg or do you need somebody else's egg, and other really important fertility factors. The results go deep into what every hormone means, and you can also download the results to review with your doctor for the next steps. Traditional testing can cost over $1,000, but Modern Fertility gets you the same information at a fraction of the price. If you go to modernfertility.com/fraudcast, you can get $20 off your test. Also, if you have an HSA or FSA, you can put those dollars towards Modern Fertility, which is great. If you want kids today or maybe one day in the future, clinically sound information about your body now can help you make the right decision that's right for you. Right now, Modern Fertility is offering our listeners $20 off the test when you go to modernfertility.com/fraudcast. That means your test will cost $179 instead of the hundreds or thousands it could cost at a doctor's office. Get $20 off your fertility test when you go to modernfertility.com/fraudcast. That's modernfertility.com/fraudcast. Did you know that 30 million women are impacted by weakened or thinning hair? If you're among them, know that you're not alone and that there is a solution that you can trust to deliver results. Millions of Americans experience thinning hair. It's more than common. It's actually normal, but it's not openly talked about, especially among us women. Going through it can feel lonely and frustrating, but it's time to change that conversation and join the thousands of women who are already standing up for their strands with Nutrafol. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, clinically shown to improve your hair growth, thickness, and visible scalp coverage. Nutrafol supports healthy hair growth from within by targeting the 5 root causes of thinning: stress, hormones, environment, nutrition, and metabolism through a whole body health. Nutrafol has 3 unique formulas to support women through all stages of life, including postpartum and menopause. Each formula is physician formulated using natural, drug-free, medical-grade ingredients in consistently effective dosages so you get the most reliable results. In a clinical study, 86% of women reported improved hair growth after 6 months. Over 3,000 top doctors and stylists have recommended Nutrafol as an effective and high-quality solution for healthier hair. You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code FRAUD to save $15 off your first month's subscription. This is their best offer anywhere, and it's only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus, free shipping on every order. Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code FRAUD. Janelle has truly come spend the night at the RV and the camping. Janelle talking about it's like camping every night. I'm like, that sounds like my worst fucking nightmare. But okay, I'm on board.
Cody's too.
I'm on board with the RV living, like sleeping in there, but I'm not on board with camping every night. That's not my jam. But speaking of the RV and the property, Kody and Janelle fight over building on the property, right? Mm-hmm. So Janelle gets the renderings for the little casita that she wants to build. And she's very excited about this. She's showing them to Kody, and Cody's like, well, are you going to show them to the other wives? And well, okay, well, these are all great to have, but until we can subdivide the property, we can't do anything. We can't build. And she's like, well, why can't I build on my property? And she's like, well, then Kody said no, because we're going to subdivide them into 5, not 4. And she's like, why do we need 5? We're now down,
down one wife.
We're down. We don't, like before there were 5 of us and we had 5 lots. Now there are 4 of us. There are currently 4 lots. Why can't we just have this? And he says he's still wife. Right. He says the nanny. He says he still wants 5 lots. He has this grand idea to build his little monopoly, slumlord empire of subdivisions of houses and rental and have these assets, which he claims the 5th lot is magically going to make it 20% more.
Yep.
Whatever. So the issue there is, okay, well, they don't have the money to pay off the property. They can't subdivide to 5 lots until they pay off the property. They could build on it as it currently is with the 4 lots, which is what Janelle wants to do. She has the money to either buy a house or build a house, but not both. She doesn't, and Kody wants her to buy Christine's house. So,
which she's made it clear, I don't want Christine's house.
Which is, yes, part of the issue there is she would have to rent the house out for 2 years in order for the purchase of said property to not count with their debt to income ratio things that they needed for her to get her construction loan that she needs.
Which makes sense because you have to, your proof of income too is like a 2-year thing before you apply for a loan. Like they want to see at least 2 steady years of income. Obviously a rental would be, you know, they can prove that they're making money.
Yeah. So, okay, you want to buy Christine's house and turn it into an asset you can rent out. Okay. But where does Janelle live in the meantime then? You know, so she still has to, she still would either doesn't want to live in the RV during the winter. So she would still have to rent somewhere in town and still try to buy, to do the construction loan. She's like, I can't afford to do all 3 things. I can't buy the house and rent a place and start building. I don't have the money for that. And Kody seems to think that that's okay, even though he has said we don't have the money for Janelle to do her house. So he's going on and on and on about this and what Janelle is doing with this RV. He calls it a charade, which incensed me because if anybody's going through a charade, it's him with these mental gymnastics about 5 lots and 4 lots and assets, and we have the money and we don't have the money, and whose money? Maybe I don't have the money, but
and Janelle's made it very clear she knows how much money they have because she's a big part of the, does a big part of the accounting and finances and whatnot. So she's very well aware of what they have and don't have. So I think if anyone out of the wives has a good say as far as where they need to go from here, it's her. And I've never seen her so angry, vocally angry, because she's one to hold it in and just kind of not want confrontation. But in this episode, she got angry and stood up for herself. And I was actually really excited to see that because I'm like, oh, she's gone. I'm waiting next season.
Yep.
There's no way. She looked enraged, she was done. She's
like, I don't have a house. You have a house. I don't have a house.
You live with Robin. You live with Robin in the house. Oh my God.
I don't have a house.
Yeah.
And then we'll just buy this one and live there. And then she's living there in Christine's house, in a house that she doesn't want, still not building on the property. And they've been there for 4 fucking years.
Yeah.
And they're still not doing anything. And all she wants to do is do what they intended to do. So. And
then there's Mary. Mary's never even there. So I'm like, why does she have any say in it? She's living in the B&B or whatever, just not.
So, yeah, Cody's like, well, you have to run this by them, and I don't think Janelle's talked to her about that. Okay, well, I guess she's like, I thought everybody was okay with the way the lots were, and we had it divided into 4 until Kody decided he wanted one also, and his excuses about it change every single time, right?
Yeah.
So I was going through the Reddit, one of the subreddits. I think there's 2, and I was going through one of the subreddits on it. And there was this whole discussion. And it didn't even occur to me, but Kody is actively trying to keep Janelle from building on the property. Is that his goal? To not have her build ever?
I don't know.
What's his end goal here on that?
That's hard to say because I don't even think he knows. I just think he wants control. So he's going whatever, anytime a wife or Janelle, anyone brings up any great idea, I feel like he has to just put it down because it's not his idea and it just keeps changing. I don't think there really is. I don't think he knows. I think he's just overwhelmed and he's too worried about hating Christine and all the other drama going on that he's not focused. And I feel like he's losing control. So he's just trying to being, stubborn and annoying. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't make any sense because every time he talks about this, he puts out a different story. So he wants the wives to fund his dreams of being this slumlord, right? His little monopoly fiefdom of all of these subdivided properties and all these houses that he wants to build and rent out and have his whole little fucking monopoly kingdom, Park Place,
Codyville. There's just fucking grin, smiling.
Baltic Avenue over here, and he's there just landing on the fucking utilities every time, having to fill up the water.
He hasn't gone to jail yet, but that may be coming. There might be some shady business dealings he's doing.
Yes, is the operative word. Right?
Do not pass go.
Oh my God. So, I can tell, yeah, he wants the wives to fund his dreams of being a slumlord here on Baltic Avenue, right? Mary's only use for it is to help him pay off the land. And that whatever Janelle's doing with this RV and stuff is a charade. And Janelle's like, he just wants me. He keeps talking at me and thinking I'll just roll over and go, okay. And you're right. I mean, he probably does think that.
It's probably because you've probably done that in the past.
Yeah.
And he's used to that.
And he's like, I'm not trying to force her into anything, but instead I'm trying to have a conversation. And I'm like, no, you're not trying to have a conversation. You keep telling her what you want to do and that you're not going to do anything else. And that's it. That is trying to force her to do something.
Yeah.
And that isn't having a conversation about it.
Yeah.
And they bring this part up again, which is interesting. They've been in Flagstaff for 4 years, of course. They have a communal pot of money. Janelle explains that how some polygamous households, each family, each wife has a different, they're separate, independent, whatever. They have not done it that way. They've always just done it. It's all communal. And then I guess that means Kody decides where the money goes.
Yeah, I don't think there's a vote. I mean, I don't remember them talking about
like, this is what we're doing. You know, Mary's money from selling her house is going to pay for Robin's house, and everybody else's money from selling their houses in Vegas is going to buy Robin's house and the land next door.
I feel like a lot of the decisions they've made have been to try to please Kody. And I don't want to say it's because they're in competition of one another, but in competition, they want his love. And I feel like in the past, Christine was so desperate for Kody's love in the past. And I think Mary, same thing. So they're going to do whatever it takes to please Kody. And he fed off of that in his ego. And now things are changing. Kids are grown up. They don't have the same responsibilities. Like, the dynamic has changed, and they're not going to sit around and just try to earn his love at 50 some years old, however old they are. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
Janelle and Christine. Yeah, they both have changed. Yeah, in ways, because if they were both like this before, there wouldn't be marriages. It's like, clearly they've changed, and as everybody rewatching the series can attest to. Although, there have been all these, flags or whatever about Kody, but I think you're right with Janelle and Christine both obviously changing in their ways about what they want and what they're willing to put up with and accept. They're changing, and Kody's not, and now Kody's flipping out and doesn't know what to do. Yeah. And meanwhile, he's got his love, his wife, Robin, and the nanny and whatever. And
I feel like, kids keep you so busy that they're locked in. They couldn't really, they didn't have time to think about the shitty.
That's the classic thing that happens with like empty nesters, right? Like, once the kids are off to college, the family, the parents realize, wait a minute, we haven't like connected in years. Wait, do we still love each other?
Yep.
So I feel like that. And so now they're not kowtowing to what Kody wants, but yet Robin and Mary are still. And now they've decided to dig in even harder on that. Like, Mary has doubled down on that regard. Right. And
I can't imagine being Mary in public and just how many people just come up to her and probably, she said it, but I'm sure everyone does. Why don't you leave Kody? Why don't you leave all the time? I'm sure she gets it all the time.
Everybody who checks into her B&B.
You have to think, when that many people come say the same thing to you, like, how are you not seeing this? How are you not understanding this watching the season back?
That's why I'm saying she's cult brainwashed.
Yeah.
Right? Like, she needs to go through that process of deprogramming that cult members go through when they leave cults. Yeah. Like, that's what she needs. Somebody needs to go in and shake them.
Because it is their belief in their religion, right? That, like, in order to get into Heaven's Gate or whatever, you have to have like a
the
successful
principle of
family.
plural marriage. Yeah.
Right. So is that what's holding her back, or I don't know.
She seems to be, even though she says she has value outside of Kody, which is true. She does.
Yes.
She absolutely is valuable as an individual. She says that, but I don't think she really believes that, because she believes that her value is as a sister wife, which means her value is relational to those relationships around her, not anything of an individual. of an individual.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just
God,
want to
Mary,
shake her.
you're
Wake up,
exhausting.
wake up, wake up.
I know. One thing I thought was interesting too was that he went from he talks about how they went from these are our kids to these are your kids and these are my kids, and now he doesn't feel supported by his wives, and by his wives he means Christine and Janelle, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who are now suddenly no longer at his beck and call.
Did he actually spend the night in the trailer with Janelle? Did he ever?
They never
talked about it.
They've never said that he has, but they've never said that he hasn't either.
Yeah, I'm curious. There's so many questions I want to ask them. Like, I have
feel
so many
like-
random questions to ask.
I feel like any part of that would be like those conversations. Like, I think those have happened during their arguments. Like, I don't want to live in an RV.
Yeah.
I feel like I wanted to hear Janelle yell back, "You don't actually live there."
Right.
You know?
Right. I need answers.
But maybe if that happened, I feel like it was cut out. Maybe they're going to save it for
The tell-all. Is there a tell-all this season? I don't know.
Oh, God.
I mean, they pretty much the whole season is one big tell-all. Like,
I know, right? His comment about says he's not going to work hard for someone who doesn't respect him. Thinks Janelle doesn't respect him. Maybe she does. Maybe she doesn't. Maybe it's just the way they fight. And he says that she needs someone who's going to break their back for her on this project, and that's just not him right now. I'm like, it's not you ever.
no. And Janelle is like, I think out of all of them, the most level-headed. She seems to be, I don't want to say the most calm, but she seems to be very, pragmatic. I don't know the right word. Like, she's very just like
Matter of fact.
Yeah, matter of fact. And she's not letting her feelings get in the way of like whatever intelligent decision needs to be made. Whereas like Christine's a little bit more emotional. I get it. So am I. But there's Janelle who's very grounded and just like thinks about stuff a lot. So for him to, kind of come at Janelle like that, I'm just like, bro, you're talking to the wrong person.
Right.
Like, she's the most, and she's thought everything out. Like, she's literally has a plan, ideas for everything. Like, I would listen to her. I think she knows what she's talking about.
And that aside, I mean, that is all absolutely valid. She is clearly the smart, level-headed one in the relationship, right? She's the one that keeps that family logistically together, I think.
Right. I definitely, yeah.
She's definitely that person. But what was like, it was sad for me when he said that, because I want my partner in life, my husband, to break their back for me on a project. Absolutely. I want them to support me. I want us to be a team and do things together. I want somebody who is going to be the person that's going to do that for me.
Yeah.
And he's not going to do that, but he doesn't recognize that that's like part of marriage, right?
No, because team to him is ME. Those two words out of the 4-letter word is me.
Yes.
And that's all he thinks about. So there is no team. It's not 50-50. It's not you scratch my back, I scratch yours, or I make sacrifices this time for you and, vice versa. No, it's ME.
Mm-hmm. He even says something like, there was some comment that he made, and I'm looking to see, and it was again with his narcissistic language about, I don't, about the work I did, and it's just like, again, I'll constantly, it's just the leakage is insanity,
Yeah.
Can we talk about the log real quick? He drives out with that log, and what are they gonna do in that log? He's like, we're gonna dry it out, and then it could end up being a really good log.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
what did he mean for like firewood?
I don't know, because he doesn't like to be in nature. Remember, he went hiking with the kids. He doesn't like to do that, so I don't know what he's doing with the log.
We did see an episode of him like shoveling the snow off of a log. So is that what he needs it for?
I mean, Robin's house looks like it doesn't need firewood. I'm sure it's a gas or electric fireplace. So
why does he need a really good log? For
maybe
what?
it's to have a big bonfire to burn all of the mementos of Christine's and his relationship. I have no idea.
The set of things that he used to keep at Christine's house that he no longer needs.
Yeah. Like there's a process of letting go when you burn stuff. I can just see him right now, like burning, I don't know, knickknacks, and
Christine set everything on fire. She's like, She's that gif of the woman walking away from the.
You made me do this. You made me burn this. See what you did.
You guys, I am so excited to tell you about the Cheese Lover Shop. That's right, the cheeselovershop.com. Are you looking to have like a ready-to-go solution to create the perfect cheese board this holiday season? cheeselovershop.com has you covered. You are going to find the perfect solution to impress all of your guests with a variety of available cheese kits. These are great for office parties too. Like, are you assigned to bring a side dish to the holiday party? Well, guess what? cheeselovershop.com has everything. They offer a large variety of award-winning cheeses along with amazing complimentary items so that you can create the best cheese board at home or at the office. Do you want to offer a cheesy gift to your loved ones this holiday season, but you're not sure what they like? Do they like hard cheeses? Do they like soft cheeses? No problem. cheeselovershop.com offers e-gift cards so your loved ones can decide on their own what they want to get. Still don't know what else to get them? Guess what? They have cheese subscriptions. That's right, cheese subscriptions, so that you are sure to never run out of delicious cheese options. What better gift for the cheese lover in your life, right? Go to cheeselovershop.com and use code Fraudcast to get a free mystery cheese at checkout. That's cheeselovershop.com and use code Fraudcast, FRAUDCAST, to get a free mystery cheese with your order. Hey, Fraudcasters. Fall is just around the corner. As the seasons change, now is the perfect time to reset and think about the little changes that you can make in your daily routine to better your health. Care Of is a subscription service that ships high-quality, personalized vitamins, supplements, and powders conveniently to your door every month. You take a short, fun, in-depth quiz about your lifestyle and health goals, and you get a personalized recommendation. You can choose from their recommendations about what they think is best suited for you, or just take the guesswork completely out of it and just use the results of the quiz. They get shipped to you in these individualized little packs with your name on them that have all your daily vitamins in that one pack, but you don't have to stress about the planet because they are made of plant-based compostable film. So you're doing a good thing, but you still get the individualized packs. And each shipment comes with a customized booklet showing you exactly what was in your individual pack and why it was recommended specifically for you and your health goals. For 50% off your first Care Of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code FRAUDCAST50. That's 50% off your first Care Of order. You go to takecareof, spelled TAKECAREOF.com, and enter code FRAUDCAST50. We see scenes from Next Time where Kody says he has someone who's loyal to him. We're like, okay, we'll
wonder
get
who that
more
is.
and more. And then she gets COVID and is in the hospital.
Yeah, so sad.
So yeah, which is going to be interesting to see. I mean, I don't want anybody to get like, you know, sick from COVID.
No.
That's not, but I mean, the irony.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is ironic.
You can't not point that out, right?
And we saw
I'm
her
glad
say,
that she's healthy now. I don't.
Yeah, of course. She said, we did all the things. Well, as we've learned, sometimes you can do all the things and you still can
I don't think they really did all the things, though, because you saw it on TV where he was just selectively and arbitrarily doing the things that, served him at that particular moment.
Mm-hmm.
Of course they're going to get, if he's doing things like, just going to this wedding, but it's all all his friends. Like, I mean,
and like one of my friends actually, when we first had COVID hit Maryland, he was one of I think he was like number 66 in Maryland to have gotten COVID. Yeah, it was crazy. And they were locked down, his whole family, and all he did was go to the grocery store and he got COVID and he did the gloves and the thing. I mean, it was the very beginning of everything,
when we didn't know we
didn't know anything. Yeah, he was really sick. He almost died, but he was like, I did all the things. Like, I went to the grocery store once with gloves on and a mask, and I brought COVID to the house. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, it's like, it's crazy.
You can literally do everything and still end up with it because that's just the nature of it and the mutations and all that. But
you're right. Like, he went to a wedding. He's selectively doing whatever. And the kids are back in school. They haven't seen other kids in forever. Now they're back. And I mean, by this time, a couple people, like I know people have had COVID 2 or 3 times by now in the past few years, and like they haven't had it at all. So now they're exposed to all these germs and
and I think I think I just think it's disingenuous of them to say we did everything and we still get it. Like you didn't do everything you pretended you did. You put on this big show like you did, and that everybody else wouldn't do those things, and that's why you couldn't see them, and you still get it anyway. Like you can do all the things and still get it, but you didn't do all the things. So don't say that you did, because you were just selectively picking and choosing what you wanted to do. And who knows about the nanny? Who knows what she was doing? Maybe she brought it to him.
If she's coming over every day and
she had it apparently.
Too.
So I just like, I don't know how much lower these trap doors of Kody's can go. I mean,
how many more episodes do we have left?
I don't know.
I don't either. I wonder if there's a tell-all. Maybe somebody can. There's got to be people that have the inside scoop to this.
Yeah, but half the time TLC doesn't even know what they're doing with this stuff. I mean, I feel like Sister Wives is a little bit more like they've got much more structure to it than whatever they're doing. They do with 90 Day, which is sometimes like all of a sudden it'll be the finale, or all of a sudden you think it's the finale and it's not, because they can always throw together these other episodes with all their cut footage and things like that. Like
typically they do the tell-alls. They do it about halfway through the actual season airing is when they usually fill the tell-alls for 90 Day. So a lot of times the cast members themselves haven't even seen the rest of the season play out. So they're watching it in the tell-all like, oh,
like
okay.
I mean, this season is just so good. So good. And TLC's like, Kody's the best thing to fucking happen to us. I wonder what their ratings look like this season.
I heard that they were the highest they've ever been. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I read somewhere.
Yeah, I would believe it, because I mean, I just feel like having been in the reality world, like reality TV world space on, Instagram and socials for as long as I have, I feel like I've seen a lot of the coverage, right? Other outlets do and stuff, even though I wasn't predominantly in Sister Wives specifically, it was part of the periphery. And I feel like now, yes, we are in it. I'm in it a lot more is specific into Sister Wives as far as my coverage and what I'm looking at and stuff. But I feel like all of these other outlets and other things that like, maybe it's part of with 90 Day being so boring and stuff, but partly with Sister Wives being so just like explosively awesome. I feel like there's so many more people watching and talking about everything that's going on in Sister Wives. I feel like I see so much more chatter about it, or I feel like I gotta talk like them.
I agree.
So it's been really great. I have not yet started the rewatch yet. Again, too many other things going on. Did you finish The Vow?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah,
we did. We talked about this already, didn't we?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Can't remember. It's been a week.
I know you said to watch it, and then I did, but I don't know if we actually talked about it. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, because we've texted. The finale of The Vow is insanity. So much. Yeah, we really should do an episode or two on that.
And the fact that he still has supporters is absolutely appalling. It's just the evidence is there. He had sex with underage girls. Like, I don't know what else you need to know. Like, there's no need to support him in any level.
Yeah, and that's just one thing on the tip of the iceberg of so many other horrible things that he did. But whew, that one. I mean, that one at least should, because that's black and white. That's cut and dry. Everybody knows that she was underage when they started sleeping together. So that's not just like, oh, well, she must be lying about it, about her interactions with him or whatever nonsense they tell them themselves. I want the people that were like dancing outside the jail.
Yeah, them. Oh,
they need to be arrested for that, by the way, because that's illegal.
Oh, is it?
To communicate with it? Yeah, it's illegal to communicate with an inmate inside.
Interesting.
At least it is at my jail. The jail, I say my jail, the jail that I would go to let me clarify.
Yeah, right.
The jail that I would go to, I bring meetings and I go and work. I used to, in the before times, worked with the sober living unit inside the jail. And yeah, there's signs everywhere in my jail about it's illegal. I can't imagine in New York it's legal. I don't know.
And in New York, I wonder if there are a lot, because I know they played the recordings in court that Keith didn't know they were recording him on, which I know in Maryland you can't
Maryland's a two-party state.
Yeah, which I don't know how Virginia or New York. I'm just curious. Like
New York, let me look it up real quick. I always get them confused. I tend to keep these. I mean, my knowledge of the New York party. I think it's one party.
Which would make sense if they were obviously.
Is it one party consent? So what that means is only one party on the call has to consent to the recording, which is usually the person doing the recording.
Of course.
You don't have to tell the other person. Maryland, as you said, is a two-party consent, which means both parties on the phone have to consent. Interestingly, so Virginia is a one-party state.
Okay.
Now,
so if I ever want to get somebody, I just go to Virginia and call them.
Yeah. Don't do it from your house there. So no, this is the problem. So, do you remember the so the Monica Lewinsky issue?
Oh yeah. I was very young, but yes.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a really good is it on A&E? There's a American Crime Story done on that. It's really, really good. Monica Lewinsky herself is one of the executive producers on it. Or it's called Impeachment. Yeah, it's recent. Within the last year. I think it's called Impeachment. It's really, really good. Like I said, Monica Lewinsky herself was one of the executive producers. But it's done really well. The part of the issue was that Linda Tripp recorded all these conversations with Monica Lewinsky. Monica was in DC, but Linda Tripp was calling from her house in Maryland. So the recordings that she made were not admissible. They weren't usable because they were not properly.
She didn't have to go very far to make a phone call.
So what she did is she arranged to meet Monica for lunch at the Pentagon City Mall in Virginia, which is the mall that one of the malls that I go to. Yeah, right by me.
Yeah.
She made arrangements to meet her there, and she was going to get her to admit to the affair there. She was going to do it legally, like record it again, have this conversation where she gets her to admit all of these things that she admitted on these prior phone calls that are no longer now admissible because they were recorded from Maryland. So the fact that she was in Maryland blew that part. It was a whole, So that's how I remember Maryland and Virginia are two parties, or the one party, two party. New York is a one party. So any recordings that were made there, as long as the one person knows.
Yeah.
Obviously they got a lot of stuff in evidence there. So there weren't issues with, he was recording his stuff anyway. So I can't imagine.
He's such an idiot.
Because he was the one documenting so much of his stuff. So they would have, I would imagine.
He definitely had like a godlike complex, thinking that he wasn't going to, there were no sort of,
he didn't think he was like, though he acted as if he didn't think he was doing anything wrong in any of this.
No, and he never thought he would get caught or that it would be anything because he was that egotistical.
Yeah. Well, and what I was going to say too about the all the recording and stuff, it would be hard for him to claim that he had a reasonable expectation of privacy, because that's an argument that you would get against. Well, you can't have recorded me because I was reasonably expecting, like, you have a expectation of privacy inside your own home, right? But if you're out walking on the street, it's public, you don't have that same expectation of privacy. Right. So he could try to argue that he would have an expectation of privacy, and these recordings violate his right to privacy. But he was out in public. He was recording his own shit anyway. Yeah. So how can you argue that he has a reasonable expectation of privacy when he's the one doing half of his recording? Yeah. So that's just my legal argument. Anyway, that's it. I think that's it. That's all we got.
Can't wait for next episode.
I know. know. We're going to get this episode to you as soon as we can. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you like what you listen to, please subscribe and leave us a review. According to our reviews, apparently none of you guys like it.
No. We know nothing about Sister Wives.
Because we screwed up once and we immediately corrected ourselves.
And I want to say too, we record this usually late at night. So we're both tired.
I know we got like 5 bad reviews about the one episode we did where we screwed up the order of the wives.
Yeah.
Right. Janelle and Christine. We screwed that up, but then we realized it and fixed it. Right. It was late. God only knows why we screwed it up. It happens. Yeah. But like 5 people left reviews about how we don't know what we're talking about. And this was the first wife and that was the second wife. And like, we immediately corrected ourselves, guys. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm trying. We have notes.
We need to make that tree, Katrina. We need to make the family tree.
Apparently. Or I'm sure somebody has it. I don't know. But I'm sorry, you guys.
The diehard Sister Wives fans can share their family trees with us and their notes.
Yeah. Come join us on Facebook. Come join us on Instagram, wherever. We're not on Twitter, but sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Glad I never got into Twitter. I don't want to deal with any of that nonsense right now anyway. But we are on Instagram. We are on Facebook. Come join us. Come. You know what? I think I told you this. I found out my mother-in-law is a huge Sister Wives fan.
Yes.
And is very active on several Sister Wives based Facebook groups.
Oh my gosh.
She goes in and she's like little ladies. I don't know. Like they go and they that guy has been so mean. Why does he have to treat his wife that way? And that, but it's like from a group that's like Kody Brown fans or something. I have no idea. I don't know, but
I love it.
I invited her to ours, but I've not seen her.
Has she listened to the podcast?
I don't think so. But we do talk about reality TV because she's a huge fan of Married at First Sight, and a couple of the other shows that, you know, we watch and talk about and stuff. And so she's always asking me what shows we're covering and things like that. And so I told her we're covering Sister Wives, and she started going off about it because she's got some opinions about Kody, y'all.
Oh, I'm sure.
And we share them. They're the same as all of ours. Anyway, thanks you guys for tuning in. Go out there, have a good week, and I hope you end up having a good log as well. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye.